Good evening and welcome to tonight's neighborhood meeting. My name is Riley Anderson and I'm a planner with the city's Development Services Department. The purpose of tonight's meeting is to present you, the neighborhood, a development concept being considered by the owner and development team of 501 and 525 Tiffin Street, prior to a formal development application being submitted to the city. This provides an opportunity for the development team to hear initial community feedback and incorporate it back into their plans prior to making a full and formal development application to the city. Please be aware that we're recording this meeting for the public record. The recording will be used for the purpose of garnering your input and to respond to inquiries and will be considered public information. Please also be aware that as a registered attendee tonight, your email address will be added to the mailing list so that you can receive further information about this application as it progresses. Should you have questions regarding this collection, please contact the Development Services Department. I would also like to let everyone know that there are staff behind the scenes managing the technology tonight. They're here to make sure the meeting runs smoothly, to grant participants the opportunity to speak, and to assist with any questions in the chat. Please bear with us if we have any issues, and if for some reason you get disconnected, please feel free to log in again. The intent of tonight's meeting is to provide the members of the public with the opportunity to become familiar with the development application and the planning review process, and to also ask the applicant questions and provide feedback. What to expect during the virtual neighborhood meeting, a brief overview of the city's review process and timing, a presentation from the applicant's representative describing the proposal, and an opportunity to ask questions of either the applicant or city staff and provide comments or identify concerns with the application. What not to expect. City staff recommendations on the application or a detailed analysis on the proposal. This occurs later in the development review process, and a debate on the merits of the proposal between city staff and the applicant. Before we get into the presentation, I just wanted to quickly highlight the next steps in the application process. This neighborhood meeting is established early in the development process to ensure concerns are incorporated or addressed through the city's review. After this meeting, we expect the applicant will make a formal submission for the development project. Formal submissions undergo a full technical review and must address comments received from this neighborhood meeting, from the city's technical departments and external agencies, and from members of the public more broadly. In conjunction with this, a statutory public meeting will be held virtually on the application at Affordability Committee. At a public meeting, applicants present their application to council, answer questions, and provide an overview and response to any issues or concerns identified during a prior neighborhood meeting. As part of the public meeting, members of the public also have an opportunity to provide written or verbal comments. Following the public meeting, staff continue the technical review process and the applicants make any necessary revisions to the development proposal. Once the review process is concluded, a staff recommendation report is brought forward to council for their consideration. All comments received through the review process, including those received at the neighborhood and public meetings, are identified and addressed in the staff report and form part of staff's recommendation on the subject application. A staff report for this particular application would likely be brought forward to council sometime in 2025. I will now move on to the applicant's presentation. As I mentioned, the proposed project and application will be presented first, which we will follow with a question and comment period. Tonight, we are focusing on an official plan and a zoning bylaw amendment proposed at 501 and 525 Tiffin Street. The applicant's planner is Cara Pollock from Jones Consulting Group. The proposed amendment to the official plan would redesignate the property from Natural Heritage System to Employment Area Industrial. The proposed amendment to the zoning bylaw would rezone the property from environmental protection to general industrial to accommodate the development of 3 industrial buildings on site. I will now hand the meeting over to Cara, who will first introduce themselves and then share their presentation on the proposed development.
So as I said, my name is Cara and I'm a planner with the Jones Consulting Group. And here with me today is Duncan Richardson, who is the project engineer. On behalf of our client, Global Telecom, Inc., we are here to discuss the proposed official plan amendment and zoning bylaw amendment for the lands located at 501 and 525 Tiffin Street. The subject lands are outlined in red on the slide and have a lot area of approximately 67,710 square meters, a lot frontage of 209 meters on Tiffin Street, and a lot depth of 297 meters. The lands are vacant and partially treed, and a part of the lands was previously disturbed, as you can see in the air photo. The uses surrounding the subject land are primarily commercial and industrial uses to the north and west, and there are vacant lands to the south and east. Here is a view of some surrounding uses, which are primarily the commercial and industrial uses on Tiffin Street. In the City of Barrie official plan, the lands are designated natural heritage system. And in the current City of Barrie zoning bylaw, the lands are zoned environmental protection area. In terms of the proposed development concept, there will be 3 industrial buildings owned by our client and rented out to tenants for different industrial uses permitted under the official plan and zoning bylaw. The largest building located on the southeast corner of the development area is approximately 3,905 square meters. And the building located on the northeast side of the development is approximately 1,414 square meters. Both of these buildings are designed to be spacious in size and intended to operate as larger manufacturing type uses. The final building located on the west of the property contains 8 separate units and is approximately 2,784 square meters in size. This is meant to occupy a range of up to 8 different businesses that can operate in a smaller building. With the proposed zoning, some proposed uses that could operate in these units could be a custom workshop, office, self-storage, a rental store, or service store. There are 167 parking spaces proposed for the entire site, and none of the proposed buildings will exceed 12 meters in height. There has been extensive environmental work completed prior to preparing the proposed development and in preparation of the environmental impact study that will be completed. The background work identified the approximate developable area of 22,484 square meters, which is shown within the red boundary on the slide. The green line identifies where the environmental buffer starts from the environmental lands, protecting the wetlands located on the southeast side of the lands, which is approximately 2/3 of the lands, which will remain designated natural heritage system in zoned environmental protection area. The other 1/3 of the property where the proposed development is located is where the lands were previously disturbed. The access to the site will only be from Tiffin Street, and there will be 2 points of access, one on the west side and one on the east. And it will be designed to city standards and allow for an emergency vehicle route. We are required to dedicate a 5-meter road widening along the whole frontage of Tiffin Street. And as you can see, the Barrie-Collingwood Railway is located south of the lands. In terms of servicing, the domestic and fire water supply is through a proposed private water main, which will be connected to an existing water main located within the Tiffin Street right-of-way. Sanitary servicing is proposed through private sewers connecting to the existing sanitary sewer located within the Tiffin Street right-of-way. Stormwater management is proposed to be provided by on-site filtration and infiltration low impact development providing both enhanced quality and quantity control. These are renderings of the proposed development, which give a general idea of what it could possibly look like once constructed. Multiple applications are required to permit the proposed development, including an official plan amendment application to redesignate a portion of the lands to employment area industrial, and a zoning bylaw amendment application to rezone a portion of the lands to general industrial. After that, a site plan control application would be required to facilitate the proposed form of development, but is subject to the approval of the official plan amendment and zoning bylaw amendment applications. The technical work to be completed was identified in the pre-consultation meeting held in September of 2024, which includes the following reports and plans listed on the slide. In terms of next steps and timing, we have completed the pre-consultation meeting with the City of Barrie in September of 2024, as I just mentioned, and we are currently undergoing the technical work outlined in the previous slide to work towards submitting the official plan amendment and zoning bylaw amendment applications in summer of 2025. In 2026, we would aim to submit the site plan control application, which would be subject to the approval of the official plan amendment and zoning bylaw amendment applications. This brings us to the end of my presentation, and I am happy to answer any questions.